Terence Crawford, does he have an opportunity to beat Canelo?
I think if anybody has a chance to beat Canelo, I think it's Terence Crawford. His IQ is on another level. He's a great fighter.
Because he couldn't let it go. Bud Crawford needs to let it go. Too small.
Because he throws his. And y'all keep saying, well, in this fight, he's going to be totally different. He's 38 years old. That's what he's been. Y'all like Terence Crawford won't be Terence Crawford. No, I'm expecting him to be Terence Crawford.
Terence "Bud" Crawford is one of the greatest technicians boxing has seen in recent times. His destruction of Errol Spence Jr. wasn't just a win, it was a statement. But when talks of him moving up to fight Canelo Alvarez surfaced, the boxing world was split. Some see it as a fantasy, others think it could be historic. Among those offering insights, David Benavidez has voiced perhaps the most balanced take, praising Crawford's boxing genius, while cautioning about the enormous challenge ahead. The same sentiment echoed from Stephen A. Smith and ShowBizz the Adult, offering technical breakdowns and comparisons from both stylistic and physical perspectives. In this script, we'll unpack expert takes on whether Crawford really stands a chance or if he's simply biting off more than even a great like him can chew.
Terence Crawford, does he have an opportunity to beat Canelo?
I think if anybody has a chance to beat Canelo, I think it's Terence Crawford. His IQ is on another level. He's a great fighter.
David Benavidez opens the dialogue with a bold assertion. If anyone could beat Canelo Alvarez, it's Terence Crawford. Coming from a fighter with insider knowledge and fight IQ of his own, Benavidez's words carry weight. He acknowledges Crawford's unparalleled boxing intellect and strength despite his size. And it's true, Crawford has consistently proved his class by adjusting in real time during fights, breaking opponents down both mentally and physically. Against Errol Spence Jr., he didn't just win, he dismantled a fellow elite. Benavidez isn't speaking from blind hope. He's recognizing a strategic genius. Crawford's timing, footwork, ring generalship, and switch hitting make him unpredictable, even for someone as seasoned as Canelo. However, Benavidez also subtly highlights that this is a chance, not a guarantee. There's caution in his confidence, recognizing that Crawford has never dealt with the raw power and size of a true super middleweight like Canelo. Still, he plants the seed that skill might overcome size, and that Crawford, more than anyone, is equipped to give Canelo trouble in a way no one else has in recent years.
And he's strong. It's just that it's a lot of weight. I wouldn't be surprised if Terence Crawford wins. Wouldn't be surprised if he loses either. Terence Crawford, when he went up against the best opposition, like Errol Spence, he showed what level he's on, what type of dog he is.
Benavidez continues, adding depth to his perspective. While he praises Crawford for being a dog in the ring, especially against elite opposition like Spence, he tempers expectations by emphasizing the sheer size difference. Crawford moving up not just one, but potentially two weight classes brings with it serious consequences. His heart, skills, and adaptability might make it competitive, but there's no denying that fighting a bigger, stronger, and naturally heavier man introduces risks you can't outthink or outbox easily. Benavidez admits the outcome could go either way, showing respect for Crawford's greatness, but also acknowledging how unpredictable the dynamics of such a massive jump can be. It's like placing a chess grandmaster into a street brawl. No matter how calculated the moves are, sometimes brute force has its say, and this is where Crawford's aura of dominance could be tested like never before. The admiration is clear, but so is the warning. Greatness doesn't always mean invincibility, especially when physics come into play.
I don't know. You really have to let these fights play out to see what happens. He might get hurt. That might activate him to come back strong.
Could you still make 68?
I don't want to make 68.
No, I know you don't. Terence wins 68.
Yeah, well, if that's, yeah, I can make 168.
In his final reflection on the matchup, Benavidez offers a grounded viewpoint. No one really knows until the fight happens. He even entertains the idea of Crawford getting hurt and having that activate a different beast within him, as if pain might push Crawford to unleash something deeper. This is a testament to the warrior spirit Crawford brings to the ring. Historically, Bud has responded to adversity not by retreating, but by elevating. The idea that even injury or being overwhelmed might trigger a more dangerous Crawford is intriguing. Yet again, Benavidez doesn't overpromise. Instead, he accepts the fight's volatile nature. There are no guarantees. In the ring, one punch can change everything. While Crawford has walked through fire before and come out unscathed, this time the fire might be too hot. But if anyone could take that flame and forge victory, Benavidez believes it's him. That tension between potential greatness and possible downfall makes this hypothetical matchup a captivating prospect.
Because he couldn't let it go. Bud Crawford needs to let it go. Too small.
Stephen A. Smith cuts through the romanticism and delivers a cold dose of realism. Crawford moving up 3 weight classes and 21 pounds is simply too much. Using Jermell Charlo as a benchmark, Smith points out how even a powerful, well-built fighter looked out of his league against Canelo. Crawford is smaller, naturally leaner, and hasn't carried that kind of mass before. Smith's concern isn't about skill, it's about physics. At some point, boxing IQ meets the brick wall of biology. He's not dismissing Crawford's greatness, he's just saying size matters. And in Canelo's world, where punches land with thudding finality, being undersized is a dangerous game. This isn't the welterweight or even junior middleweight landscape. This is a division where punches break ribs and crush spirits. Smith's message is clear. Ambition is admirable, but there's a thin line between courage and unnecessary risk. Crawford might just be chasing something that could end in the kind of punishment no legacy is worth. Stephen A. Smith doubles down on his warning by comparing Crawford to Apollo Creed from the Rocky films, a fighter who couldn't walk away and paid the ultimate price. The metaphor isn't lost on fight fans. It's not just about one fight. It's about a mindset that refuses to accept limits. Crawford's warrior spirit is part of what makes him elite, but in this case, it could be the very thing that hurts him. The idea that he can't let it go, the need to chase greatness even when the odds are stacked unfairly, is emotionally powerful but terrifyingly risky. Smith paints a picture of Crawford potentially stepping into a scenario where bravery overshadows logic. Just like Apollo didn't need to fight Drago, Crawford may not need this fight for validation. He's already great, but greatness has a dangerous appetite, and Smith's warning is not about doubt. It's about caution, legacy, and the value of knowing when to walk away.
Box. Terence Crawford, even if he starts off boxing, at the end of the day, he uses his natural gifts, his timing, his reflexes, and everything to land great shots on you. And he does it, bam, and he gets hit in the exchange all the time.
ShowBizz the Adult takes a more tactical approach, emphasizing that Crawford's southpaw switch-hitting stance, timing, and counterpunching might pose a unique threat to Canelo. Canelo has faced great fighters, Golovkin, Lara, Plant, but none with the adaptability and IQ of Crawford. The ability to read opponents in real time and make subtle adjustments is where Bud shines. Canelo, known for being a slow starter, could be forced to play catch-up against someone who downloads your data and reprograms his offense mid-fight. ShowBizz doesn't ignore the size difference, but he hints at boxing being a mental game as much as a physical one. Crawford's movement, angles, and precision might frustrate Canelo, especially if the Mexican superstar has to chase Bud around the ring. Styles make fights, and this one, on paper, is the classic brains versus brawn matchup. If Crawford's legs can carry the weight and his speed doesn't fade, we could see Canelo chasing shadows while eating counters.
Because he throws his. And y'all keep saying, well, in this fight, he's going to be totally different. He's 38 years old. That's what he's been. Y'all like Terence Crawford won't be Terence Crawford. No, I'm expecting him to be Terence Crawford.
ShowBizz pushes further, pointing out that power, while important, doesn't always dictate outcomes. Canelo has flatlined bigger men, yes, but timing, accuracy, and ring craft can neutralize raw strength. Crawford, though smaller, has made opponents respect him with sharp counters and calculated aggression. Canelo tends to struggle with slick movers. Lara, Mayweather, even Plant early on. Crawford is arguably better than all three at mixing offense with defense. So, while many fear that Bud will be overwhelmed by sheer force, ShowBizz proposes the opposite, that Canelo might find himself swinging and missing, getting outworked by a ghost. He raises an interesting possibility. What if Crawford makes Canelo look old and plodding? It's not just about how hard you hit, it's about when, where, and how you land. Crawford's genius is making elite fighters look average. If he brings that same energy north of 168 pounds, ShowBizz believes anything is possible.
Your ass. Nobody has really been able to hurt Crawford. What Crawford does to walk you down and whip your ass is putting his guard up, very similar to Canelo. Or he'll do this, and he would block with that hand, he'll parry, and he'll hit. Because he's just too physical. He will end up being like, bam, bam, catching your punches.
Beyond technique, both men possess intangibles you can't measure: grit, determination, and iron will. Crawford has shown a chin and mental fortitude that refuses to bend. He walked through bombs from Gamboa, Porter, and Spence. Canelo, too, has taken big shots from bigger men without blinking. The difference is that Canelo's tested at the higher weights. Crawford hasn't. But ShowBizz raises a valid point. Bud's not just physically tough, he's spiritually unshakable. He believes in himself, and that self-belief fuels his performances. This fight, if it happens, won't just be about strategy. It'll be about who wants it more when fatigue sets in, when the body aches, and when the moment gets heavy. Crawford's hunger to be legendary could drive him beyond his limits. That drive, not size or even skill, might be the true X factor.
To throw his, and he'll walk you down. And my problem with that is you're dealing with a 168-pound Canelo who's going to hit your arms, hit your shoulders. It's going to feel different. I've never known Crawford to box off his back foot, swim without getting wet, and just outpoint you. That's not him.
One of the more profound takes across the board is that, win or lose, Crawford's legacy won't be diminished by fighting Canelo. In fact, it may elevate it. ShowBizz and others agree. Daring to be great is part of what cements a fighter's legend. Think of Roberto Duran, Manny Pacquiao, or Sugar Ray Leonard. They all dared to move up and challenge giants. Even when they lost, the effort added layers to their myth. Crawford fighting Canelo isn't just about winning. It's about sending a message to the sport that he's fearless. And fearlessness resonates. Should Bud come up short, fans and pundits will still respect the effort. He'll have chased greatness on the highest stage. And if he wins, we're talking about an all-time great moment that cements his spot in history's top tier. That's a win either way. After all the analysis, it comes back to a simple truth. If anyone can pull this off, it's Terence "Bud" Crawford. That's the unanimous sentiment from Benavidez, ShowBizz, and others. He's not just a champion, he's a once-in-a-generation talent. He possesses every intangible you want in a fighter: brains, bravery, hunger, discipline, and instinct. Yes, he'll be undersized. Yes, Canelo has fought bigger and more powerful men. But Crawford brings something those other opponents didn't: unpredictability and a chip on his shoulder that fuels every performance. It's a long shot, but history is written by those who take them. And if Crawford dares to climb that mountain, the world will be watching. Whether he stands tall at the top or gets knocked down trying, the attempt itself will be legendary. The fight between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez isn't just about belts or bragging rights, it's about legacy. It's David versus Goliath in the modern era, but this time, David's carrying surgical precision and mental warfare. From Benavidez's cautious optimism to Stephen A. Smith's warnings and ShowBizz the Adult's technical breakdowns, the opinions vary, but one theme remains consistent. Crawford is a special fighter. If he takes this fight, he walks into danger, yes, but he also walks toward destiny. Whether or not he succeeds, he will have dared to do what few even consider, and that in itself is greatness. If you're fired up about this potential super fight, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Boxy Hub, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our breakdowns, updates, and expert takes. Drop a comment. Does Bud have what it takes? Or is Canelo just too big, too strong? Let's hear your thoughts below.